Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of Downtime in the Hangar, where we talk about all things GBO2 and tangent sometimes. Today I'm joined by the 13th
Yep.
and Gaming Emblem.
Hey, how's it going?
So guys, how was your week? Emblem?
This has been good.
Stuff?
So I was waiting for Battle Operation lobby music theme screen
God,
music to
yeah.
stop playing. It was loud and obnoxious. But
Yeah, once I switch accounts, I'm gonna have to hear it again during the podcast and be like,
Yeah.
shit.
can't wait. But my week has been pretty uneventful for the weekend. You know, it's just a normal what was it, President's Day weekend. Nothing bad there. It's just whenever the fires started is when things got a little bit wild. I live in the Washington area that's getting somewhat impacted by the wildfires in the area.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like right next to Sumner, for instance, and there's still like a few big fires up in the area over here. But thankfully, we haven't had to evacuate, as you can tell, and the power's out for a tiny little bit, but nothing too serious. But
yeah, when you messaged me,
we're
I was
good.
like, oh no, I was.
Yeah, no, nothing too bad on my end. Just mild inconvenience. Definitely nothing that anybody who's had to evacuate or even, God forbid, had her house burned down has had to deal with. So I'm very fortunate in that regard. But yeah, pretty good. My belongings are not fully engulfed in flames and or ashes, along with myself. So it's a good week. We're doing all right. Just a little bit
Knock
smoky.
on something non-flammable for that.
Oh shoot!
Uh-oh.
Oof.
Cool. So Gustav, how's your week been?
Pretty good. Very uneventful, which is probably a good thing because my sleep schedule is still garbage. But besides that, just been trying to slowly but surely get through Cross Race. Still, we're at Seed Destiny now.
Oh no.
Really hate Shin. A couple other people there. Oh my god.
And
Or not Shin, what the hell's his name? The new
that's the main
dude
character in
before.
Destiny. Yeah, you got it. Shin's
I got it.
great.
He's not.
He's great.
You might be
Yeah.
right.
But you know, thankfully the original Seed cast came back, and Atherin is apparently their substitute for Quattro. Someone mentioned that he actually had the shades on in the show, even though they didn't have it on his character model. So that was kind of a shame. I kind of wish they would have.
Yeah, I think when he's Alex Dino, he's got like
exactly.
sunglasses on.
I kind of wish it was Dino so they could make really bad Dynamite puns about his name.
Yeah, right.
But it's
Atherin's like, hold on, I gotta
interesting.
request my character.
I still think their main ship's really gaudy too. And our room just disappeared while we were winning. Always good.
Oof.
Yeah,
Are you
servers
talking about how
been
the
always
Dominion
like
is just a dumb Archangel with an extra piece on it?
No, not the Dominion. The one for Destiny.
Oh, you're talking about the.
It looks like a giant church or whatever.
Oh, I'm not sure. Then I thought you might be talking about the Impulse or whatever, but
because it's got that.
I'm not sure
It's
what
like
you
a big black and red ship. And it's got a central cannon on it and all this other bullshit.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I think I
Yeah.
call I think I mix it and the Dominion up. But it's the Archangel style battleship that they have in there too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Like, it's
one.
not
It's
a-
just
it's
the
not a
Archangel
London
with
boy,
a
it's
thing
just-
on it.
No, the Dominion is just the evil Archangel.
Well, yeah, but the ship in Sea Destiny is literally the Archangel, and they put another piece on it. Like, if you just look at it, they like put an extra part on it because all of it is like Archangel-esque, and then they put like they shove something in the front of it, and it's got some like weird extra extension. I can just never remember what the ship is called.
Oh god, what is it?
It's like they docked on an extra part.
You guys got me on
But I
this.
digress.
Minerva. Yeah.
Yeah,
See,
that's
now
what
that
it's
I'm
called.
looking at the illustration and not the game model, I see what you're talking about. It's like they just put a giant. Oh my god, that's weird. They like just shoved it in the center. It was like, hey, now it's a ship.
Yeah, this is new now.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's its Wave Rider mode, you guys.
Yeah, there you go.
Also, they introduced the Astray Flight type, and this Wave Rider mode is legit just a Wave Rider mode, like the Zetas. It's so blatant
Nice.
it hurts.
But
Getting these silver boxes with no
Oh,
unit.
no.
Anyway,
Oh no!
oh no. Let me know if you end up getting it. But yeah,
Yeah.
so my week's pretty much been Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, Marvel's Avengers, and trying to go up slowly in the S minus. We're almost to A plus, and just been doing 2 or 3 games a day, getting my 2 or 3 wins in, and then calling it because don't want to start any tilt factor, so got to keep that down. And then yeah, salt mine's been very salty, which there's something I do want to bring up, something I've noticed recently. But we kind of talked about it a little bit last night, but I definitely want to talk about it later. But yeah, the other than that, kind of sad on the Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles thing. They do have some pay to win type MTX in it, which is kind of disappointing. But I mean, it's
does feel bad.
it's a B game or whatever. But at the same time, literally the weapons that they're selling have the same power as the best weapon you could find for the Lilty anyway. So I'm not sure why the Lilty only goes to 45 strength. I mean, because before they were like the best melee kind of thing. Now it's they only go to 45, whereas like the sword and board that you can find in the game, actually all of the weapons go to 45 strength if you buy them. So they're just at 45 strength, which is you could just beat the game with that. Kind of silly.
That's just a because sword trope, though, right? Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, the sword has to be good because it's like,
it
the
wasn't
S word.
It wasn't in the last game or the
I
original
agree,
version,
but
so it's just
you know,
what
now they have to set things straight. It's like, oh well, no hero uses a spear.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Also,
like,
all the skins are for the people who use swords, and even the Ukes that definitely don't use swords, turns their character into a Clavat that still can't use a sword, but
I got to level 2.
There's some bias. Hey, okay, cool. I can bring your thing up then.
Which means we should try to bully him in a match.
My fat uncle has a gold box in it. That's
we could
take your
bully.
space type Pell Rider out of here.
I could be up for some bully. But yeah, yeah. So anyway, those weapons and stuff kind of annoying. But every other class though, at least, or race, whatever, can get a higher powered weapon than what you can buy. So I'm curious to know what that ultimate cross slash is though for the Lilty. It better be like the most amazing combo ever, or I'm gonna be sad.
It blows things up.
Yeah, you just instant. I think they really do have that culling on it though, so I guess you just get to kill bosses when they're at a fourth their health or something. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that seemed interesting.
But anyway, yeah, Marvel's Avengers still buggy, so I'm kind of sad at that. Gonna get to the end, do some of the in-game content, and then probably by the end of next week, that's Path of Exile stuff and things happening. So, but it's just kind of sad that they had so much potential with it, and it's
a fucking mess.
Just a wee bit, but still have only finished like maybe 5 missions in multiplayer. That's kind of been the worst part. Yeah, because somebody crashes. I don't think we finished the 4-man group at all without somebody crashing.
Ouch.
Yeah, like it's that bad. So
game's not buggy at all.
It's fine. Totally not released too soon at all.
And the funny thing is too,
just beta.
Like I've been listening to some of the interviews that they had about the game before it released, and I'm just like, all the like stuff the guy was saying. He was like, Well, yeah, people are gonna, go and flip context or whatever of this, and then the internet's gonna hold you accountable and rage at you. And I'm just like, yeah, but when you're saying that that they're gonna be commenting, like, you
You're
feeling me,
admitting
dude?
that shit's wrong with your stuff.
Yeah, like,
Like that you know it already.
come on, come on, my dude. But so anyway, go ahead and talk about the Night Seeker Violator.
Violator.
Sounds about right.
Definitely not what I was expecting to drop on this banner.
Yeah,
Definitely not the cost range I was expecting it to drop at either.
that too. Like, literally, my first reaction to this, which I kind of wish I got my face recorded because I was about to record this morning, and then I was just like, wait, what is? Okay, cool. Night Seeker. I guess we got a low cost suit finally. Wow, it's been a while. And then I scroll down 500, 550. I'm like, what? This
It's
thing
funny
just gonna
because
get shredded?
the update description actually said it started at 550. I wonder if they ever fixed that.
Oh yeah, that was the other, like, it says 500, level 1, level 2, 500, and then down it says raid 550, and I'm like, wait, what?
I'm like, excuse
Oops.
not quite, sir.
Also, another mess up where they have 550 is in the clan match stuff. It says that
Oh,
the clan match for Saturday is 550 6v6 basic at
yeah.
9, but it's still the 4v4 300 cost. So,
Is it?
yeah. Like, if you go in game and go to it, it says 4v4 300.
Yeah, because I saw that and I was like, uh-oh, guys, we might need to scramble a little bit and get some more
Yeah,
people ready.
but
I wonder if they'll change it retroactively. Like, oh, it's right on the site. What do you mean?
yeah, that's so I'm glad that was a typo because I was about to rage because I was so excited. I'm like, awesome, 300 cost, 4v4. Like, just about every clan that has been wanting to play, everybody is going to have good suits, or have access to a good suit with barely,
Yeah, if you don't have it, you can buy it.
if
Like,
you've
legit.
played for a week, you can buy a good suit. There you go. We've done it. Hallelujah. We're finally there.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got it.
Yeah, and and then I saw the 550 and I was like,
What the fuck?
and then I finally got the idea because I was about to just start ranting at the end of
Oh
that
no.
video. And I was like, wait, I can check in game. If it says 300, we're good. And because I even was just like, I about started ranting. It's okay though, guys. Because for real though, it's about time we've had one lower cost that everybody has access to and can get a good suit real quick. So
Also a good point. Night Seeker, a 200 cost baseline, 3-star suit. Yazan's custom GM3 Night Seeker, 2 stars.
2 star.
2
Yeah,
star.
for real.
Yeah, like the
They
arbitrary. See,
want, you know what it is though. They wanted you to roll real hard. They just wanted it to be in a bigger pool.
I guess,
Mhm.
but like it's kind of funny though. Like I was like, oh, okay, cool. This is more of like a normal grunt suit kind of suit. Okay, cool. I can see it being 2 star. That makes sense. And then I didn't even know, or I didn't even think about the 3 star part about the normal one. So it's just like, oh man. Well, there went that theory because we were talking about what's assigned 2 star and what's assigned 3 star last time,
Right.
or well, not last, but recently. So
Yeah. Still no rhyme or reason other than potentially just rarity at certain costs and like padding it out.
yeah, but I'm bringing up your stream right now, Emblem, if you've got up and going.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a match, but I don't have it actually up doing anything. I'm just going to practice instead.
Yeah, sure. Also, if you want to show the skills off too first, we can talk about stats. That's the
Sure thing.
most curious thing I am about. Yes, that was
It's got a
the
nifty skill list.
Okay. One
I got it on the
second.
screen.
Oops, wrong one. That one. There we go. What do we got?
Combo control level 2, which if the fading works like I believe it generally works, that won't apply to it. Usually the fading rifle melee mode ignores combo controller, kind of like the scythe on the striker, and you only get one hit on it. So you probably just want to use it for down swings, or maybe neutral initiates or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so far what I've been hearing people play is they've been saying that they've just been doing just that as their initiate. They haven't been worrying about even using the rifle at all. Or if they're actually going to use the rifle, they have it as not one of their 4 weapons. So if they are using it, they'll have that as their square, and then they'll go from there.
Right. Yeah, the level it'll be. Oh, somebody said at level 2 stealth, but definitely it's level 1. Okay, well
Wait,
that's gonna change
yeah, I thought it was
my
level 2
thoughts on it a little
stealth.
bit. Yeah, somebody said level 2, but it's definitely not. So
Okay.
that's unfortunate. Makes it a little more scary because like the difference between being able to show up at I think level 2 is 50 compared to 100 makes a pretty big difference. But we'll get back to that. So it has maneuver armor 2, which means you'll take 10% less damage when maneuver armor is active. Force injector level 2, so you can dart around and do all sorts of crazy stuff. Yeah. Not dodge roll. Good
I mean,
call.
the force injector is actually really cool, but yeah, I'll bring that up here in a second.
It has ground specialization as well, and unlike the Pixie, it has a decent default thrust rate. I think it's about the same after the buff. It's base 60. I'd have to look at the Pixie stuff and take a look at it, but that's not bad. It has glide structure, level 2, so it will fall slower. It has flight control program, level 3. So that's the skill that the GBO2 has that lets you initiate a boost in midair, and it also reduces the consumption when you jump as well.
Yeah. So the other thing too is this is level 3, which I think is the new level of it. So not only, and they made a note on the website, not only is it 50%, this is also when you're jumping, it consumes 50% reduced. So apparently with force injector, I don't know how they stack, but apparently that also works. So when you're bouncing around
it stacks
in the air,
with force injection.
I don't know if it's stacking additively or multiplicatively. I'm assuming multiplicatively because that would be less than because if it was additive, that would be gross. You could probably
Even
stay in
getting
the air
a
forever.
reduction in the amount that an injection takes in the air seems really interesting. Because like if you initiate people mid-air, it's a lot safer than doing it on the ground. Because I mean, at worst, you're just going to fall over, which you'd be on the ground anyway.
Yeah. The other problem too, what I was thinking is it has the normal fitting rifle, right?
Oh, but you can't melee.
I mean, sorry, the proto rather. It has the proto rather.
Yeah, it has a prototype.
So the problem with that is you have to stand still for the proto to fire. So I was thinking it had the normal one.
Correct.
I was like, oh, you're gonna do some jumping stuff, and you'll be like dashing around the air, and there'll be some crazy person
that would
doing
be
some
awesome.
like dashing and shooting and doing some crazy stuff. But I guess you'd have to have the GM3 rifle to actually do that part of what I was talking about.
Well, there's I feel like the way to look at that is you use your stealth and just charge the shot up, get the stun, and then go in like that. Or the fading rifle has pretty good range. You can just shoot people. Like, what's the difference? This thing has a range of that's level 2.
So while you're
at level 1, it's 350, and fading is 450. It's like 100 extra range plus the bonus you get from a full charge. So you can at least harass the support if you're not able to get in.
Right. Not to mention it's it looks like it's 2 shots, just 2 raw shots for stun. So
is that I've got it pulled up. I can check the stagger rate. Also, it's probably the same. It's probably the same one that the Marasai uses, right?
Yeah, it's the exact same one. So the other
yeah,
question,
it's 50% stagger ratio.
Wait a minute. Well, here, go ahead and finish up the skills and.
Sure. It has balancer level 1, fall prevention system, stealth level 1, and marker.
Ooh, so it has it's harder to stagger. It's essentially damage control in the air, and what fall prevention is.
I thought that was the one that made it to where your landing didn't do as much. Let me look at it again now. What does it say? Section hit by a range. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it's aerial maneuver armor.
Yeah. So, well, it's wait, is it maneuver armor or is it damage control?
I don't know.
One or the other. It's one of those. Either way,
Yeah,
you can
it gives
jump
you
and
stun
do
resist.
things.
Yeah.
The main thing is like pretty much with that kind of skills and what I was expecting. So you can't double jump with this though, right? Doesn't have double jump.
You should be able to. I'm pretty sure the flight control program allows you to jump again. It's the same skill that the Gun Cannon 2 and stuff has. Lets it perform an additional jump in there.
I was gonna say if you have the normal Night Seeker or the Gun Cannon 2, because I thought that was a different skill than what those have.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a flight program.
The glide structure, or is it?
No, glide structure makes you fall slower.
Oh, flight control program. Okay.
Mm.
Okay, that's kind of cool. But yeah. So the main thing that I was kind of hoping is that it would have some kind of shooting stuff that you could do while jumping around like a crazy person. But I mean, what's the ready up time for the beam rifle? There we go. 3.5.
No, beam rifle, yeah, 3.5.
The main thing I guess then is just, on like Deserted City when the supports are sitting on buildings, this thing is great for that. That's one of the problems. I was kind of comparing it to the Pixie. Once I found out it had stealth, then is just like,
Mhm.
You're playing Deserted
The
City.
baiting rifle is really good at popping people, though. It's only 1.5 seconds between shots.
Yeah, that's pretty good too.
Yeah, you're standing still. It's only 15% heat. That's like Alex and Zero Shiki levels of range harass.
With like a bigger stun or a better stun threshold than both of those too.
Yeah, it's
well, the Zero Shiki stuns in 2 shots too, doesn't it? Or am I thinking of the
I think it's
Jarja?
Yeah, it's 3. Yeah, Jarja's 2.
Yeah, Jarja's 2.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, the kind of cool. I like that it has some spot though for getting. I think it definitely has the advantage where supports sit on buildings. I think it's probably the best raid we've got for dealing with that.
Well, it's cost, right? Because I think, yeah, you get out of the range of Zudas and Goof Flight type.
Yeah, someone was talking about, they were showing it on a video on Twitter that it can make the full jump like on Arctic base to one of the sniper platforms on the center
from the ground.
Having to, like from the platform itself and just like get up there without having to get up on the bridge first.
And that's the other thing where it has that flight control. If they're trying to, I'm gonna, they now have to downswing you to stop you from getting on there because they just try to stagger you, and you're like, I got that fall prevention thing, and then just like you're dead. So, real quick, if you can bring up the defense and stuff. I know we've had it on the screen, but I was really
I know the
curious
melee defense is 7.
Yeah, someone told me about that, and I'm like, okay, so you got to get in and get out real quick.
Don't get caught. But yeah, ballistic is 29, beam resistance is 24, melee resistance is 7. So like all raids, you're just once you get caught by the Mark IIs, you're just gonna get slapped down.
It feels like they rank that down on purpose really hard. It hurts.
And it has a balanced damage, so 27 28. That's cool.
The fact that it also
you
gets
can definitely build it whichever way you want. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Yazan was like, "Yep, put a serpent on it."
Oh yeah, no, that's serpent. Pretty much, Aoshi linked me a clip where somebody pretty much 100. I think there was a little bit of help from like one shot from a teammate, but they 100 to 0'd with the just melee attacks. Starting off with the fitting melee and a high-mo Gelgoog, just straight up one combo.
Has one less melee defense than the MLRS.
Oh god.
Oh no.
Ooh.
But yeah, that's pretty cool though. Like as soon as I saw that video too, like he was like, "Yep, this." Oh, maybe it was an early production. Might have been an early production. I just saw that early production on your screen, and I was like, maybe it was that. But either way, though, to one combo a general from 100 to 0, like that's kind of insane.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, it definitely
Just
made
do
it pretty potent.
neutral into serpent into 3 swing with the beam saber into dagger down swing. Well, into the combo.
That's not really
down
new
swing.
though. So get wrecked, generals.
I mean, I guess yeah, the Striker Custom could probably
Striker
do that
Custom
too.
can do it.
Yeah.
Shoot, I've 100 to 0'd what's it called? Rick Diaz's before. Like, sorry, Ricardo, you stepped up.
There we go. Ricardo Diaz got wrecked. I will say though, you can definitely feel how much thruster it has on that. I have to resize
Right
this
between the legs. Thrust is nice. Grandpa Gundam, what happened?
Grandpa
That guy
fell.
dual wields the stuff. It's interesting though that it has daggers, but it uses the kind of
Proto.
or prototype Gundam
Yeah.
type of swings.
Yeah, the pro slings are neat. It's a little bit more like frontal reach without swiping like
Wow, this
half
still
of your
consumes
team,
a lot.
like the Pixie.
Oh yeah, the Pixie.
Jump still feel a
I'm
little
just like-
expensive. Yeah, you're right there. Instead of it doing just like the wide swing, you're actually able to not knock down everybody on your team.
Could you try the double jump? Wow, that's
you can boost around a few times.
pretty good. Kind of nice.
It is cheaper in the air too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got the 50% reduced cost, and then I'm assuming with how that looks there that the force injector probably stacks multiplicatively. So
Assuming I have to hold the jump down very much to be able to get off big boost.
I say, which quick boost does it have? Is it 1, 2, or 3?
Did it have quick boost? I can't remember.
Thought it did. I don't know, something had quick boost that we were looking at. Could be crazy. Either way, though, that's pretty solid to just get onto a building, and then you can pretty much jump from building to building like that too. That's pretty nice. You'll be able to avoid some players because, you know, team normally don't look up half the time.
Mind your head.
Exactly. So yeah, Gustav, have you run into it yet?
Building.
I have, and I have killed it a lot.
I bet.
Especially like a lot of the time, at least so far, I've seen a lot of Night Seeker duels because they'll run into each other because they're in the same spots. And by the time I catch up, it's like, oh, well, I'm a general. And in particular, one time I was a command type, Gelgoog command. So I just, burst fired it to death.
Dot.
So there's gonna be a lot of that. But it looks interesting, and I definitely totally didn't go through the whole step up and not get it yesterday.
Of course not.
Definitely not. No way.
It is a little
Check
interesting
the
though,
copy
just because
parts.
I guess the Night Seeker 2 is a lower cost. I guess they had to differentiate it somehow, but like I'm more interested in this thing than I am that now.
Yeah, that's a little weird that. Hmm, I mean, okay, do you guys think it's too high of cost, or what do you think this means for cost, though? Because pretty much my reaction, actually, I'm gonna go ahead and like just close the window
Mhm.
from your screen. But
Well, I
literally,
mean,
the
like,
quote on the banner is literally my reaction to it. I was like, "What in the world? This thing's just.
yeah,
How is this
it
even
may
a
look
high cost?"
ramshackle, but what's inside sure ain't.
Yeah. So I mean, that's just
And I
the.
guess that's the point, like kind of like the Dodge Custom and stuff like that, right? Where it's an older model that's getting updated, it gets bumped up a little bit in terms of like cost and what it can do. And in this case, the baseline is a Gym 3, right?
Is it
Yeah, it's a
okay?
GM3 retrofitted into a Night Seeker.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess that makes sense then. Could you see this being
Yeah.
a 450 or a 400?
Uh, I don't
450 maybe, but honestly, I'm kind of tired of that cost range, so I'm glad they bumped it up.
know.
Yeah, fair enough. Touche.
We still don't have a stealth unit for 650. Like this can go under cost into 600, but it'll be interesting when we reach that. We have a suit that can do that.
I don't know. I'll say I'm
Because
on the fence right now.
none of that stuff has stealth detection. Mostly because it doesn't
Mm.
have to right now, but it is surprising that they haven't put that on some of the Zombos at least just to give them more utility.
There's Vulcans, but I think it's a bit too soon to say because the Pixie is a default 400 suit, and it doesn't really have any stun, not like instant stun options, or even the option to have anything like that. Whereas with this suit, you have it, and then you have what feels like a better default thrust. Let's see, I had the Pixie stats. What's the starting thrust? Yeah, like you have 60 default, whereas the
Mhm.
Pixie at the same cost has 55, and it
Oof.
just recently got there from 45
Yeah, I was gonna say.
at their buffs. Like you pretty much have like except for defenses, the melee resistance on the Pixie is default level 20, so at the same level as 20 or 500 is 24, or at 550 it's 26. So I mean that's pretty substantial. That's 19 higher at 550 and 17 higher at 500, but the range resistances are better in comparison. Like the Pixie, for instance, for its what's it called? Ammo resistance, sorry, physical shell resistance is 16 and
Mhm.
18
Oh,
respectively
okay.
at 500 and 550. 14 is 16 in beam resistance. So I mean, you kind of like moving numbers around a little bit. And honestly, in that regard, you know, a lot of the time when you're caught in a situation where you're going to get meleeed, like you're probably like in a bad way anyway. And I'd rather have I don't know about the shield yet, but I'd definitely rather have the dodge roll and the more like the wider swath of weapons. The versatility to suit is amazing. It's you can get in, and when you're caught, you're only like out isn't just outwiling or outrunning and stealthing out of your opponent, but you can actually like more effectively fight back because you have stun options. Like even if you don't have the
Sea
GM
serpent.
rifle, yeah, you have the Sea Serpent, which is a very powerful stun. And I mean, you can even stun somebody with the GM rifle, bait out the dodge roll, chase them, Sea Serpent them, and then at that point, it's violating time, as Yazan likes to say,
Mhm.
regardless of what suit they are. And even if it's a cheeky MLRS, and you initiate on them, like it has a really safe like startup too, because you can shoot them with the beam rifle, and if you even if you hit the shield, assume you don't just catch a bunch of missiles to the face, the Sea Serpent doesn't care. You just
Yeah.
Sea Serpent them, and if you confirm, awesome. But if not, you're still putting them to a knee, and at that point, once again, it's violating time.
I mean, me and Chad's been
So that's
doing
pretty
some
nice.
one-on-ones, and I mean, anything that has a heat rod sea serpent that can take somebody to a knee like that, like that's just been the thing. We've been fighting back and forth, and either I get my Vulcan stun off on them because the maneuver armor with missiles normally doesn't really help too much. So if they if somebody can get up on you with that sea serpent, you're such a big target. It's almost impossible to miss even the shield. So at that point, once you've hit, period, with the sea serpent, you just won. So
Right.
like that's one of the crazy things with it. So I mean, anything that has one of those, especially in raid form, I am terrified of. Luckily at 500, I'm not gonna be doing that. But at 550, it's gonna be kind of scary. What is Hammurabi 600 base? 600 base, right?
Yeah, 600, 650.
Okay, so
Mhm.
I mean, so this is pretty much if you without the flight mode. Well, I mean, it kind of has one sort of, but yeah, it's
Discount flight mode.
yeah, discount flight mode with stealth. Like that is kind of scary.
It doesn't have what you call it, jamming to let people know you're in the vicinity either. No murderous intent.
Yep. Oh, that's
And
another
they
good
give
point. With the stealth too, if you're high enough up, they probably won't be able to see you.
That's a good point. Just rain down from above.
Yeah. So like you can just fly over their heads as long as they don't actually look up, then you can kind of just show
Hit it
up
on
and
Grandpa's fucking head.
just be like sea serpent. Man, that looks nasty with those melees.
Yeah, and chat brought up a good point too. The sea serpent is a lot safer compared to like the heavy punch.
Yep.
For instance, because you can't get countered out of a sea serpent. So if you have the thrust to follow up, it's not as unsafe. And unlike the standard goof, you actually have a dodge roll or something to get yourself out of a bad situation as well. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, like that's anything just having one dodge roll, which the thing is it doesn't have two. So I mean that's kind of if you already have a striker custom or if you have I mean I guess it's safer than the punch, but at the same time I would still say the double dodge roll. I don't know. I kind of favor the striker custom over this. What else do we have?
Yeah, striker custom. I don't know. What to see. Like striker custom seems good raw output. The Night Seeker definitely feels like good utility. I'll say like I'd probably run this one in like random rated queues just because stealth is nice because you're not having to wait for your team to actually grow a pair and push in order to let you like try and initiate.
right.
So you can actually work as a individual unit. So that's kind of nice.
Yeah, that for sure. And then the
The serpent kind of shuts down the striker too. Like if it runs into it and gets
Oh,
to
for
jump,
sure.
like fuck.
I was when I was talking about it before, I was saying that it probably didn't have as much of a place, but I think yeah, I could see this having its own pod for something. Either so I'd say probably like if you're doing I mean depending on the map, right? Like especially like if you know there's supports that get up at sniper points, this thing is great. This thing is perfect for that. Like
Because then it can just stay up there and snipe itself. Like, hey, what's up?
yeah.
Yeah, the fading rifle's like a mini sniper. It's awesome.
Because we don't have
And it's probably
anything there's no raid that can like fly at wait, what's the cost of the Gaplant?
Plant Space 600, I believe.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you don't see. I'm pretty sure outside of the Gaza, the only transformables below 600 are Hildolfer and his whole gun
There
tank
we go.
I feel like that
and
was.
Nagasa.
I feel like that was. Oof.
Oof. It is
Well,
true.
I'm just saying you want your transformable supports, but they've been in the game for a while now.
Hang on. Let me set this down and show you some sign language.
Yeah, you already did that earlier, remember?
Oh, okay. Maybe some different sign language this time. I've been listening to chat. But anyway, no.
Oh, chat's telling me that Ashenmark can plan 550 then.
Okay. Well, still the Gaplant. I mean, you can get up there, but it's a big target and it's not stealth. So I don't know.
Yeah, you don't have hitbox problems
It's a
that
big
the Gaplant's
skinny
gonna run
burrito.
into. It's kind of trade off because you start to jump. Jumping is still painfully awkward. They need to have something. They need to put a skill into the game that makes jumping more fluid. And I think that would be good for the suit. Or just make jumping not garbage. Why does your mobile suit have to be constipated in order to take up off the ground? Yeah, this isn't Dragon Ball Z.
But I wanted to be like a big robot and not jump like a person. Wee. It does seem like it's always wrestling with itself as to whether or not it wants to go like simulator levels in terms of like the weight and feel of the suits and whether it wants to just be fun.
Yeah, GBO's confused a lot.
Okay, so well, here's another question, I guess. I mean, we kind of looked at the stats. Do you think this is completely superior to the Pixie?
Yeah, I'll say so. I think I played enough games with the Pixie where I could say for sure, like same level stealth. You're more maneuverable. You have better access to high places. You have better and harder hitting range with both of its primary weapons compared to the stupidly nerfed submachine gun. And the bullpup is like its really only viable main weapon option. The grenade probably should stun the Pixie now, at least, or maybe give it 2 grenades, kind of like the what's it called? The Quell has.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Pixie only has 1 melee weapon. This thing has the potential to use, depending on how you count the Sea Serpent, 3 to 4. I just can't see the Pixie even being relevant in comparison.
So I have to stick to a slower cost range, I guess.
Yeah, the Pixie is 5 points faster. It's 10 points faster in boost. Although you might make that up when your shield's broken, so that's not too big of a deal.
Yeah, that's true.
Base thrust is lower, which is super relevant. It turns slower. Well, no, it's the same on the ground. It's actually faster if a shield on the ground, because of the specialization.
Oh yeah,
than the Pixie is. So you've got that going for you. I will say melee priority is relevant. I believe it's melee priority 2. So that's kind of a big deal. Like the Pixie definitely has that going for it.
Could you go ahead and check the melee priority?
Yeah, I'll pull it up. Yeah, so melee priority 2 is up.
Okay, so that's a big deal.
So let's see. The modifiers on the Pixie, the neutral is 100% modifier. The side swing is 70, and the downswing is the downswing says no, that can't be right. Okay, let's look at the wrong thing. Okay, neutral's 100, side swings are 75, and downs are 30% extra damage, or 130 if is what it says. So you don't even have like an increased like swing modifier in a Pixie, whereas the Night Seeker does have it. Let's see. So for the regular Beam Saber, it remains the same. So it's 100% for neutrals, 75% for side swings, and 130 for the downswing on a normal Beam Saber. The Dagger has 100% on both neutral and side swings, or the daggers. So you do full damage on those hits. Downswing is still 130. The fading rifle has 100% on neutrals, 85% on side swings, and it does 160% damage on downswings.
That's kind of crazy.
Base damage on the beam dagger, level 1 is 22. If you're comparing the same cost, beam dagger is 2420 at level 3.
Do they actually hit twice? Like, does it actually count for 2? Kind of like
it should be 2 weapons.
Yeah.
But like, unlike with the Hyakushiki, the data on here shows it times 2 because it hits twice. But both things for this only show 1%. So the game might register it as 1 hit, but again, it could confirm both weapons hitting, if that makes sense, because you're dual wielding like with the daggers. So that would kind of be a question for like how the game recognizes dual wielding compared to single wielding in regards to the damage numbers. But I'm still of the impression that dual wielding weapons deal like the base damage twice, because it seems like they hit harder compared to singles. But there's honestly no real good way to prove that. I guess you could check the math and see if this adds up.
Like, the only one that I was questioning was the dual wielding scythe from the full custom. But I mean, they're so close anyway, it's like almost impossible to probably miss hitting with 2 when you downswing. So
yeah, I kind of wonder if it checks that, because it feels like the damage on that was just low because the melee priority or the melee modifier was just bad on it.
Oh yeah, the melee modifier was trash till they buffed it. So, but yeah, I've always questioned some of the weapons. I'm like, is this actually hitting twice, or or is it just impossible to not hit twice with the way it's certain things swing?
So the closest weapon that matches the power of the Pixie's beam daggers is the Sea Serpent, or not the Sea Serpent, but the fading rifle. It's 2300 at level 1 and 2415 at level 2, which is close to, is 120 less at level 1 than the beam daggers on the Pixie. Everything else is in the like sub 2000 range. Like the beam saber, for instance, uses the enhanced one. It's 1900 and 1995. Sea Serpent is 1300 and 1365 level 2.
Yeah, in that clip, the Sea Serpent that hit the like Imo Gogug, or the earlier, whichever one it was a Gogug, did 3000 damage to it.
Was it Himo Gogug?
I think it was a Himo. It kind of looked like a Himo. Could be wrong, but
I'm not sure then.
Either way, though,
yeah,
if early production has low melee, then yeah, I can try to find that clip and just I can link it here in the Discord.
Yeah, according to this, it's 1365 on level 2. So they could have maybe they were fudging the. Are you talking about the little like a player clip or something else?
Here, there you go.
Or was it like
I linked it in the Discord.
Jonah. Or not Jonah, Kotaro. My bad.
Yeah.
Oh no, it was the fading that did the 3000. The Sea Serpent did. Yeah, the Sea Serpent did less.
Okay.
Yeah, 1795.
Yeah, there it is. Okay, got it. Never mind. I knew something did a chunk, but yeah, is that a Himo?
I wasn't even paying attention to Gogug.
It could be. No, wait. That could be the Shimigara.
You mean the commander?
Yeah. Be a Marine commander. Oh well. Anyway. So I guess final thoughts on the Night Seeker. What we can just go around. Gustav?
I'm ready to kill more of them until I get one. It does seem really interesting, though.
Sounds about right.
General players.
Yep, generals.
My thoughts are I'm probably still gonna play the full uh full custom. Striker
Full custom.
custom, the Georgia and
The Georgia definitely is still a contender.
yeah.
I think the Jar Jar is more of a contender to this thing than the Strike Custom to a certain degree.
Yeah, I could kind of agree with that. I don't know, the double dodge roll on the Striker custom is just insane.
I feel you there. I think they're all kind of, they feel like they're all in the same kind of bracket.
But yeah,
to
they're
me right
pretty
now.
close. Yeah. After kind of talking about it, like pretty much my thing is just being able to get up supports. Like that's just always been my problem when I play raid. I'm like, he's on a building. Yeah. Like I don't know. I haven't played raid long enough to get used to approaching a support like that. But every time it's just like, why? Why are you up
No,
there?
it doesn't get a lot easier.
Jumping is just a pain in the ass in this game.
Pretty much.
Yeah, jumping sucks.
So having something that can get up there and not just get like knocked off immediately as you're getting up there is kind of nice and scary for me because I normally just play support.
I'd
So
love someone to do the training exercise scene from Stardust Memory where they're jumping around that like abandoned like ship or whatever, and then have it compared to like how jumping is in this game.
that'd be good. But yeah, Emblem, your final thoughts.
Looks good. I would roll on it, and I did. Like I mentioned earlier, the I like the stealth aspect of the suit just because it can be hard to get your team to follow through and set up properly. So being able to reposition without showing up on the map is pretty nice. And I mean, this will be one of the first stealth suits we've gotten outside of the Gogu or the Desert Gogu that doesn't have a notable downside with the stealth. And like I would even say the Desert Gogu has a little bit to some degree, just because like the damage output seems a bit low on it, whereas this one it seems like it can clap really hard. And I feel like when you're up against a support and after you get that initial initiate and you start the melee combo, if nobody comes to save it, it's pretty much dead. So like to get Desert Goku only has the Naginata, and you have to kind of follow up with range stun options. You're just like,
yeah. It feels like they should have either just make it tankier or give it more damage and just decide which way they want to go with it because it just kind of feels a little off because I don't think its stealth outweighs its lack of damage and with how big it is.
any stagger's nice though, but I mean
that's true.
The Sea Serpent has similar range, and
actually,
I don't
the
have
same
to
range?
take karma damage. It might be like I think the cannon is 100. It's really low, and it's like really inaccurate. I don't know if you've ever used the Desert Gogu, but like, oh my god!
Once again, the detriment of making this a third-person shooter game. Perspective in this is always fucked when it comes to stuff like that, and that's a really big example.
You'll have some crazy stuff go down. Like you'll be aiming at one guy, shooting, and like fires into the ground next to your foot, and it's just like, huh?
Why even have vertical?
Oh man, I still
I just guess.
I didn't get a Palace Athene, so I went back to one of my alts that has it just to be like, okay, well I get to play it every now and then. I don't have any parts and nothing, but sure I can still use this suit. And then I've just been playing it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what is this? Each time I gotta know which weapon I'm on because it's either gonna be the shield on this side or the gun on this side, and it's like, come on. But yeah, cool. So we can go ahead and hop into some patch note stuff and things. So the first thing I already know, they added a level 4, or level, no, it's a level 3 Dija and a level 4 Draw C. What do you guys think about those?
I think similarly to this suit, wasn't expecting those to get bumped. I haven't run into them yet. I kind of want to get them just to see how they're going to perform at those cost ranges, though.
Yeah, I think the Draw C will do fine at 350.
Mm.
At 300, it's pretty much my main raid that I use. The Dija at 650, I mean, I already see 600s go in and do pretty well.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So now
So,
they're just gonna have a stat boost on top of that. Like,
yeah,
they'll be fine.
so it should be good. Again, as speaking of the Draw C and just it being one of my favorite base suits to play, period. Just so much fun to dart around and just downswing everything into oblivion. Specifically, if you can, they just added the level 3 Space Assault GM cannon,
Yeah.
and you can 2-swing that combo with a 300. So having the 350, you do more of the same. Um, so really, the only problem you're going to run into is having to deal with the GM intercept, which is definitely a pain. But I think it's base 350, right, for the GM intercept. So,
Ooh, yeah, I think so.
but let's see. Yeah, Emblem. Any thoughts on either of those suits?
No.
Damn.
We're getting
What
our
is
asses
space?
beat.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oof.
What suits again?
The Draw C level 4 that they added, it's a 350 cost now.
Oh, just downswing.
Pretty
Just
much.
keep downswinging.
And then the Dija level 3, we now have a 650 Dija in the lottery. So
So,
so
a
we got
sweaty suit for a sweaty cost.
pretty much. Actually, you think that's the real front line we need right now with the Dija? Like, I know we got the GBO2 up there now, and you know we're kind of lacking some front line because it's mainly just Cubulays and double Zetas. So
Actually, it's kind of a tough call. I don't know.
but I mean the good thing
Because
with it,
it seems like it's pretty solid, but at the same time, it's like doesn't have a shield. Sometimes it stuns for the shrapnel bazooka are a little finicky.
well, the main thing with that though is most of like the Cubulay and I mean the Cubulay might be harder to stagger, but at the same time, since it's so big, you're probably going to hit everything, so you'll probably stagger anyway. Because
Mm.
you know it does have damage control, but at the same time, the double Zeta is also huge. So anything that's just
Yeah.
big is just easy to dagger with that thing. So I don't know. I think it'll. I think that's probably one of the better front lines we actually have now, without having to drop cost. So might be
I'm sure it'll get a lot of play once it actually becomes more common.
yeah. But cool. So yeah, they also have another banner with half off first spin, which sorry to bring up
Hey.
the pain, Gustav, but yeah.
Uh,
But you know, as always with any half off spin, do at least the half off because I mean, really, I don't think there's a reason not to get it within just with the tokens you get daily, and pretty easy one there. Um, But yeah, I don't know. Unless you're just swimming in tokens, or I feel like this is a bait. I feel like the O is coming next week or something, and then the week after then we get the aqua stuff, like
I hope not.
aquatic.
It will be
Yeah.
a general if it comes out next week.
Oh no, that's right.
No, I
Oh
got it
no.
too.
Oh no, so they're coming out with the O when they come out. Or okay, so the aquatic map next week, and then the
Wait
O
till
after.
wait till next month for the O.
Oh, next month. Go, go, go. Push it back, please. It needs to be a raid.
It won't be. It's gonna be general.
Gonna be an oof. But yeah, I feel like this one might be a bait with this third and fourth step where they're doing the 3-star guaranteed.
Hmm.
But so this next part I'm really happy about. I may or may not have instantly uh, used my recycle tickets when I saw this. But we'll talk about the heavy Gundam first in the middle there. The level 2 is now in the ticket shop.
Hey.
One of my favorite supports. Now, the biggest problem is it doesn't have an insta stagger, so you kind of that's pretty much its main issue, is that you can't just like save a teammate right when you want to, or even yourself. But it has an easy way to build up stagger on, say, a raid. Just shoot it with your main beam cannon and then Gatling a little bit, and you're good to go. So yeah, I like it. I'm a fan of this suit. It's got a ton of damage output though. Like, this is a DPS machine. It's just its staggers are kind of few and far between. Well, you've got them. It's just they're not instant.
Right.
But they've buffed this thing a couple of times, and it now feels really good. Like, it was weird when it
Trying
first
their
came out.
best.
But yeah, any thoughts on the heavy?
The
I
heavy
already got
Gundam.
it.
Yeah, the heavy Gundam. It's in the ticket shop. So I mean,
I mean, I love it. I've actually got the other level before this drop, so I was like, did we not get anything new? Well, I guess nothing new for me. So wah. It'll be something to
I'm not as big a
eventually try
fan
to
of the
get on
Daka.
Jenny.
yeah, I mean, it's kind of got. It feels like you're planking stuff to death, except for that beam cannon.
Yeah, every once in a while you get to just show them what's up with that cannon. They're like, oh shit.
And if you charge it up, it does pierce and stagger as well. So that's
And like the baseline hit for that so hard, you're doing like 4,000 average.
yeah, 4 to 5K, pretty nice. Even on raids, you can destroy their legs, and that with a couple of machine gun hits, a couple of Gatling hits, and they're staggered. So that's always nice. Um, Overall, though, if you're saving your tickets, say for like an MLRS or something else, that could be coming up in the ticket shop, I might save your tickets. But as far as it goes, though, the heavy is a really fun suit. The fun factor is there. I love playing the
For
suit,
sure.
but if I had to pick it or something else in like a pushing to S minus, I probably am gonna pick something else. Sadly,
Honestly, like if we're talking about supports, I'd probably go with that. I've had some pretty good games in it.
it does do if
I'm
you
not a
have a
fan of the
primary
Daka.
support. Say it again, Emblem?
I understand. I'm not a fan of the Daka
Yeah.
suits, so I don't really like the heavy Gundam.
I mean, I ABG of GBO2, what I always say. So I'm there with this suit, but at the same time, I would say if you're the only support, that's probably where it's kind of weakest. But if you are in 6v6 territory and you can get a second support, and this is the other one that you're using, really good. I definitely could recommend that. But if you're 5v5 and then you're the only support, hopefully your team has a lot of staggers. And so it's really more of that's the only time that I really look at team comp when I'm going to pick something like this. Do we have like a suit that has, are we doing like insta stagger beam rifles? Do we have a lot of, maybe someone's using the boombox with the human lightning, something like that. So as long as there's some extra staggers and stuff that can be thrown out, then cool. Just going to go straight DPS and you're just going to do huge amounts of damage. There you go. Use the suit. So there is, you can fit it into a team comp, but that would just be the only thing I would pay attention if you're really trying to climb with it at the same time. But fun factor, one of my favorite suits to use, hands down. I love it. Yeah, I'm probably gonna play it within the next few days for sure. Now that I've got the level 2, I think I actually got the gun, which is the funny part. But anyway, we've talked recently about the GAN EOS, so I mean, more of the same. This is the level 3 in the ticket shop now. So, do you? I guess the main thing, do we think it's fallen off at this point? This would be 500. So again, you're competing with Mark 2, of course.
Slow. It's got good reach though. If you never played this suit before and you're used to using the secondary melee on, say, like the Zeta with that initial reach, you'll probably feel at home with this. Just be careful with its side and down swings, because you will knock over just as many of your friends as you will the enemy.
Especially
if you're trying to get into a big mix-up.
And it is in the DP store now, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, pretty sure.
Probably.
Like the level 1. I can check real quick.
The other thing about it, I guess, is that its main weapon is damn slow between shots.
Yeah, the giant.
Get ready to plink with your gasoline hose at the end of your gun a lot. No.
Yeah, there it is. So you have to
Don't do
be
it.
Sergeant level 1 to buy it, but if you want to try the suit out, that's one way to get into it. Then we got the GM Striker Kai, which is an amazing, just a level 1, but finally in the ticket shop. Amazing raid.
Super aggressive and sweaty.
Yep. It is really scary. Actually, is it 350 base?
Yeah.
So that would be kind of the... With the Draw C in there now, I don't know. Would you think you'd prefer this over the Draw C emblem?
Which one?
The GM Striker Kai.
It'd be hard to say.
What do you think, Gustav? I heard them.
Mostly because this seems like it's more persistent, but it's really hard to beat the speed on that downswing for the jump.
Yeah, I kind of want to see the stats too, because also it's going to be level 4, so you can get the level 2 complex expansion slot as well. So I'm curious to see what kind of stats it has.
Like, that downswing is really aggressive, but it's also like the Striker Kai, at the very least, you feel like you have more between some of your bigger moments.
Both have a shield, so they both can randomly get staggered, especially the Draw C.
One feels like a real shield, and I was going to say the Draw C is just a sheet of paper on its arm.
Pretty much.
And ABS floppy arm.
At least with a GM Striker, it can tackle into somebody and deal tons of damage. So, but in the DP store, though, we finally got the level 2 of the Garibaldi Alpha and the Bishop. So, 2 really good suits. Definitely top tier space support. Mainly the thoughts on the Bishop for me are the really want to get in close. Uses beam fingers to shotgun. Once you do that, then you can either melee. Just really kind of want to play it close rather than far. And really the only time you want to use the Saikamu stuff is to just filler damage. And you can charge up and fire, but you really want to make sure you swap in either melee or you're just charging up and firing from a distance. So just try not to overheat your main weapon version of it.
Yeah.
That's the key to the Bishop, really. Kind of crazy though. Some of the Bishop players and Saikamu Zaku players, they get in there. Kind of crazy.
Pretty aggressive.
But
Saikamu, you definitely had to just be like 100% hype all the time because the minute you lose your momentum, you get fucking melted.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's scary. But you guys don't have any other thoughts on the Bishop? You guys think of the Garibaldi Alpha now at 450?
Was that one of the other suits they got there in?
Yeah, that's another one in the DP store. The Garibaldi Alpha level 2.
Still has that fast downswing. Confident at range, even if it's not its main like focus, just because of the weapons it can use.
Double dodge roll.
Definitely helps. Still flimsy as hell because of its resistances being low, but it's not too bad.
The beta's there.
That's true.
I mean, at least we're getting some stuff. I don't know what you need to be. Actually, I can check that too. To actually get these suits. That's one of the other questions is how much and what rating do you or ranking do you have to be? Let's see. Oh, well, for the Garibaldi Alpha, Ensign 1. And then
like an Ensign 1.
Got to be Master Sergeant for the Bishop.
Like, I feel like they need to do a ranked crunch for a lot of the cost ranges, and they really need to just bump up the maximum cost for the DP shop at this point. Because they're still falling short for high cost a lot.
What emblem?
What hit me?
I just wasn't at a decent amount of health, and I was at like 147 in a second later. I guess I was just getting blasted on like raids, dude. I just don't know where my health went.
Well,
GS3 is 134.
But anyway, we already talked about the clan match. It is in game showing 300 cost, 4v4 basic, so not the miss type 550 6v6 on here.
Yeah, they were rife with typos this week.
Yeah, there's a lot of typos on this. So anyway, so I don't know what next week is, if that's correct or not. But it's saying next on the 19th.
Pretty much they're all 5v5 or 6v6s. It's like, why are they all so high?
Yeah.
Help.
Well, the thing is, they're also expecting less people to be on, I guess, for the late night one for us. So that's why they do the 4v4 simple all the time.
Which is kind of funny because it never turns out that way. It's always bumping it.
So, but anyway.
They're still thinking in Japan and not international. That's really all that is.
Yep. Which is, I mean, that's what a lot of the companies over there do. Kind of interesting. But anyway, we were talking though about the rank crunch. Let's go ahead and continue on that real quick. And what do you guys think about we were talking about like newer players and stuff, and they added this new like, if you've been an existing player, here's the 400,000 DP cost suit. So I don't know what to even title this topic, but I'll just say ranking in suits. Sure, that works. But yeah, the someone mentioned either Mecha or Berserk, I think. Sorry if I got that wrong, if somebody else said it, but one of them. They were talking about, I think it was Mecha. They said having a rental system. So, and then I was even mentioning like, well, like in most MOBAs and stuff, you have a set of free suits kind of thing each week. So what if they added that
last week?
Yeah, we kind of mentioned. Yeah, we kind of mentioned that already. So, do you guys think what kind of system do you think they should add? Like either rental or should they just hand out some free suits? I don't think we actually talked about it in depth on it as a discussion, but because I think now we're really getting into this problem of every suit they come out in the DP store is Ensign, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, even that as an aside, like, they just need to recognize that there are people that can't play the game, and whenever there's certain lobbies up,
well, right now,
make that not a thing.
Right now, here I'll go ahead and pull up. Hang on, let me get my game up here. Whoa. Okay, come on, computer, don't die on me. Here we go. So here's my alt. I've been memeing on the instead of EG Magnum, it's GE Mangum. Gonna be making that into. Gonna finally make the meme clan. Let's go. But with the rated matches that are up right now,
actually a owned a asset of the GamingEmblem LLC.
oh,
Magnum,
wait.
I'm
Oh no!
gonna have to ask you to remove that from your name, please.
Oh no, that is funny. Too late, already made.
Oof.
But yeah, so right now there's a 250 space up. Okay, cool. Hey, look, the only ground the lowest ground right now, 600. What is this? Cannot enter the briefing room as you have no mobile suit that is usable in this game mode? If the game mode has a cost limit, you cannot deploy a mobile suit, which is too far below that value. So right now I can't play rated ground at all. There's nothing I can do on this account. Doesn't have the suits. Which, yes, it is a young account, but still, that's crazy. Like, literally the game's like, go do something else.
Especially when we talk about, like, joining the game after, like, the festival or after a big event when all that stuff dries up.
Yeah. But, like, I don't have any suits, and the thing is, it's like, go do something else. Well, it's like, I mean, the only thing I can actually gain anything effective would be rating. Like, that's the only form of progress that feels like anything, because right now I'm getting 70. It's like 70 per loss and like 100 points per win. So it's not like I'm ranking up quick at all, right?
Yeah.
So like, there's not really much incentive to play for DP or XP right now. And then there's, so I'm like, oh well, I could do rating then. Let's do that. I've already done my dailies. Oh, I can't play. Cool. Well, let's go do something else. So,
like another game.
But yeah, getting back to the original thing though. I mean, I agree with you. I think having some means, whether it be rental or otherwise, of letting players be able to actually play at those costs would be amazing. There shouldn't be a case where there's a lobby up and a player at any point of the game, like their amount of time played, shouldn't be able to play it. It just seems kind of silly, especially since they have the rating system in place so that you play if your peers or people around the same level or whatever. So I mean, if all the new players are in rental suits, then they're on the same footing. Or maybe the one guy rolled really well or got lucky and got one of the banner suits or something. But they shouldn't just be on the lotto. They're gonna turn people away from the game.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
literally,
like other free-to-play games have done similar systems. They've already been around for more than this and some other games combined. Like, there's really no excuse to not implement something like that.
I mean, like, again, this new account, like, if I was a new player, I'd be like, well, this is really dumb. I guess I'll go do something else. Maybe I decided to play another game that I got interested in. There you go. Then there went the life of GE Mangum right there. So, I don't know. Oh, here we go. Here's a good question. If they did implement it, should it be like the trial system where you can't add parts or change out the weapons loadouts? Or should you be able to add your own parts and weapons loadouts to it?
I don't think you should. Either that or those suits just have reduced. Well, I guess it depends on what the trials are. I was just thinking it'd be like generic mobile suit Y or whatever, if that makes sense. Like,
well, if they're doing
650 trainer.
See, that's what I was
if they're
thinking.
actually rotating mobile suits, okay.
Yeah, I was either
for
thinking
rotating them, parts should be applicable because, I mean, we're talking about League again. Like, you're in game actually gaining currency to get stuff on those. Like it's just part of the game in that respect. And these are already parts and things that you've either earned or gotten in some other way. So
Yeah, I mean, as far as at the very least, let me change my weapon loadout because being able to actually combo with the suits is a big deal. I mean, literally that is the difference between getting the
because the thing
actual
is
trial
like
thing done. None.
even if you have full reign over the game or over the suit, eventually it's going to be out of the rotation, right? If they actually keep it varied enough. And 650 or 600 to 650, even though they're increasing some of the ranges right now, it might be a little tough still. And keep a consistent rotation other than like one or two seats just being swapped out for each other. But like in the lower end, that would be a lot easier. Not to mention you're talking about having to actually technically compared to League, you'd be covering like less roles. Right? Because it's literally just raid, general, and support.
Yeah, I mean they pretty much.
As opposed to like every other like weird hybrid and all the other bullshit that they got going on in there.
I mean, they wouldn't even have to do that many because you can go down by 50. So if they don't want to put any 650, right? That would, I mean, that's still kind of, but I'll take it, right? That's at least acceptable. You can at least play the cost.
Yeah.
So like they do one raid once, like literally every 600, 500, 400, 300 kind of thing. They have some free suits, and they've already given out enough really for up to 400. So all they do is just do a rotation of higher cost suits. So like be 500 and yeah, really that's just 500 and 600. That's just 6 suits that they'd have to put on rotation right now because they've already got almost enough in the free stuff as it is that they give out to a new player. So it's kind of weird seeing, 5 G3s in a game, but on one team. But that was an interesting game, just saying.
God.
Yeah, it was fun to watch. But yeah, hmm.
It's doable. The biggest part would just be implementing it for the map rotations because you're not just rotating suits at that point, you're rotating maps and their costs. But like once you get it established, it's just a matter of adding new stuff that comes in. And it just becomes part of the routine from there.
Yeah. So I'm pretty much the reason why I'm asking too now and trying to get this figured out is I'm gonna make a post on it. I'm gonna tweet at them and come up with a thing and try to get some retweets and stuff. I can see Emblem's pain.
Yeah, it's just I was about to kill a support. My teammate literally stunned me off trying to help. It's just very frustrating. Like, I got this, man. If the raid's literally in front of the support comboing, don't fucking shoot unless they're not doing anything. Oh my god.
Yeah, that is the most tilting thing.
Yep. Rather either get the kill yourself or make sure it actually happens because fuck raids, apparently. As I go into 650 with not a single one. 3 Cuvelays, a DJ, and a doubles.
Yeah, but it's kind of scary to raid right now at that cost.
Bully is definitely real.
The bullet. It's just funny to see that we got the Athene recently, and it kind of had a honeymoon period, and then now it's like completely fallen off again.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a really fun suit, and I think the people that are playing it are doing some cool stuff with it. Like if you notice that somebody is about to downswing somebody, all you gotta do is swap to your missiles and just prep your jump, and then jump in the air and say goodbye legs
Justice reigns
or
from
goodbye.
above.
Yeah, you either kill them or break their legs with one shot. No big deal.
You don't have to say mind your legs.
Yeah, pretty much every time. I really want that suit just so I can do that. That's the only reason why I'm hopping on just one of my alts just to play that. But anyway, yeah, so I think, because like I said, I am gonna try to send this in, so I'm gonna suggest either a rental system, kind of like what they have in MSGO, sort of kind of thing. Don't know how they would actually implement it, but yeah. Where you can spend some DP to rent a suit for a week. I don't know. That would kind of be cool.
Mhm.
Kind of sucks that you'd be spending the DP for it, but at least you have something to play for a certain amount of games or a certain amount of time. And or they throw out a free system and at least cover the cost that we don't have right now. So
Right.
one of each type at 500, one of each type at 600, and that those can shuffle around each week. You guys got anything else? Any other?
I mean, one thing at a time, right? Because then they also had to try to add stuff to the hair salon that they just kind of slapped in there.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still though. I'm still gonna try to throw the idea out there. So I'm just trying to get. But as far as that, do you think that's good?
Yeah, I like the idea of the rotation. Hopefully, we get something like that. The crazy thing is like they're talking about here's to like another year or so, but like it brings up again the idea of like how long this game's got and how much stuff they're actually going to implement until they move on to the next,
Yep.
if at all.
Well, and then with PS5,
Mhm.
coming soon. Cool. Okay, so the other topic that I wanted to bring up, um, so this whole flinching mechanic,
Oh boy.
is it just me or did it start working? Like,
That's how I feel about it. Like, because honestly, realistically, because I've heard people say that Tenda brings it up, but I always kind of thought that was just a mistranslation of like build up with machine gun weapons just causes you to stagger.
No.
Yeah, no, that
well, I
might
mean,
not be the case.
I know there is another term for it. Like they seem to have flinching as a thing, but I just thought it was like, your shots won't ASL properly. Is all I thought it was.
Again, no. Am I crazy then? Am I the only one that noticed it until recently?
I've never not been able to fire my cannon, and this is weird that I can't fire my cannon.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't recall instances where my mobile suit literally isn't in that like animation stagger thing where my inputs don't go in. Because like for a while, I was like, "What the hell? The game's eating my inputs." What's happening? Like it's never been a problem. Like I've never been suppressed by something and not been able to attack or shoot or anything like that. Like I feel like if it's something that's been in since the beginning, I would have already been more aware of it. It just doesn't seem like it's been prevalent, or even in the game at all.
actually, I'm gonna look something up because they did put in a lot of bug fixes in like what 2 patches ago. My point is the Qblade came out. I got it on my alt. It was really fun to play, and I was doing things, and I was shooting through teammates, and blah blah blah. Then all of a sudden, like maybe 2 3 weeks ago, it was just like, wow, this feels very weird. I- Is my controller
Yeah.
disconnecting while I'm trying to shoot the
Hmm.
follow funnels? What's going on here? And then,
Like now that you have funnels that all have flinch on them and they're hitting you like at different times at the same time, it's a lot more noticeable on those kind of weapons.
well, and then I remember Emblem making some kind of comment and somebody saying some mechanic or whatever in his chat, and I was like in the other room, like either doing dishes or laundry or something, and I was like, wait, did he just say, yeah, it's weird? Like a week ago, wait, is he talking about what I think he's talking about? Am I crazy here? And then that's why I've been wanting to bring it up. but I'm like, am I just, I've been trying to actually figure out what I'm talking about before I start talking. And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and
And I've got it pulled up. What Tenda says is flinching is the smallest reaction. It briefly prevents a mobile suit from attacking, but doesn't affect mobility in any way.
Mm-hmm.
oh,
So
it
inputs,
is
but
a
not
thing.
movement.
So certain range weapons cause an MS to flinch when damaged. Flinching briefly disables attacks, but it does not affect movement. Attacks that would normally cause flinching can be blocked by a shield.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well,
So, I mean, you can even see it in the tutorial. When you spray
yeah,
gun,
Yeah.
apparently each shot of a spray gun causes a flinch. So like the Zaku like tenses up. Yeah, I don't know. I would like to see. I would like to know if that was something that wasn't working properly before, and they had to fix, and it just kind of got regulated to minor patch or like minor bug fixes where they don't actually tell you, because it's never seemed as bad as it has been recently. Like I feel like I have an input eaten by flinching every game, and I mean if that's something they intended to be in the game, then that's fine. But it just seems much worse or noticeable than it was like at any point in time in the game cycle. Because like I'll tell you straight up, if you'd asked me last year if I thought the flinching mechanic was real, I probably would have been like, "What's flinching?" Because it's never seemed like you ever got flinched.
I mean, literally, the past like 3 weeks, I think, is about the time. 2 to 3 weeks is when I just noticed it. I'm like, what is going on with my Cubile? I finally got a Cubile and it's not doing things right. And then it's just like, what? It wasn't doing this on my alt account. What's with my main account? So, but I'm reading here right now. The only thing I see is and who knows, maybe they could have broke something in the code with this fixed. But when the secondary weapon, when the shield was destroyed, everything was getting staggered over and over again because of the whole
I
shield
remember that
destroyed
bug.
thing.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they caused something to break where flinching is a problem
But
now,
they
and everything
inadvertently fixed it.
and everything gets flinched instantly or something. Like that's what's weird.
Yeah, because I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there were things that are in the game that don't work properly. I mean, I'm still convinced that the
Damage control.
stagger, yeah, damage control skill isn't working as intended, or like I said 1,000 times, the values are so low it's negligible. Like it's one of those two things.
Yeah,
I
they
mean, that's
adjusted
no
the
problem
position
with a
of
lot
the
of the
bone oak.
parts too.
Oh, the camera, I remember seeing that.
That's funny.
I wish they do that with like a plant.
Real though.
Do you like seeing those broad, strong shoulders?
No, I don't. In fact, a lot of the newer suits, just because of their sheer size, like they really got to try to readjust that. Especially when you're talking about like some of these more narrow maps where you're like mashed up against walls and shit. It's not a good perspective.
But yeah, it's just weird. I also
Yeah,
wonder
I don't
about
know.
this. They talk about too where in the network where you fix the case where local head, leg, and back damage. Oh, that was damage. Okay, they were talking about a latency situation. It'd be funny if that's what was causing like
I'd say they still got plenty of that.
yeah.
I'll just also say this, like, I've never, maybe I'm just not in the right places, but I've never, ever, once heard anybody until like recently complain about getting flinched either. Like, I feel like battle operation players, and I can speak from experience, like to moan, and I've never been like, damn, I was about to kill that guy, and then I got flinched by his Vulcans or whatever. Like I've heard very few cases in the past where someone was like, "Hey, something weird happened. Like I was walking, but my gun didn't shoot, or something like that." Um,
Yep.
So I don't know. It's just strange with how many players there are. Like either a lot of people didn't know it existed, or just didn't notice.
We have to figure that out.
Or didn't know that they weren't shooting. Like maybe a lot of people just like to play DACA. So when their one bullet doesn't fire, they're just like, on to the next, you know?
Yeah, like there could be that, but I don't know. I mean, like I've been getting shot at, and I've always been able to like shoot my cannon, and then all of a sudden I'm like, fire the damn cannon because I'm getting
Well,
hit
for
with
me,
like
like when I notice it is usually when I'm getting hit with people. Like you get mixed up in a really bad fight. Like your size starts to dwindle and you're just trying to shoot that one shot so you can like stun someone and get away. And it's just like I can't. And my roll's not doing anything either. Oh my god. Why?
well my
I mean, it was
case,
happening to me in Zero Shiki in the desert match we played the other night. Like,
Mm.
I think it was Maniac I was trying to shoot at, and the Alex and some other suit were pushing at me. And like, besides the stuns, like I literally had instances where I had the shot lined up and I hit the button and nothing came out. So I mean, I was definitely getting flinched there, but it's just weird.
It's just like when they talk about it not affecting movement, I wonder if they mean specifically like neutral movement, and not inputs for like not boosts, but sometimes it feels like it also fucks up with your rolls. And I have a suspicion that like well the stuff that we talk about when it comes to like force injections sometimes, where it's like it's overriding your ability to roll, sometimes it knows also getting hit. So it might actually be messing up the interval when you're like double tapping.
that would be interesting.
But in that same regard, you don't think that would impact your ability to force inject as well? If it's stopping your ability to initiate a dodge roll?
That's what I'm you know what I'm saying? Because it's like if they're talking about like just moving normally, then because it definitely doesn't seem to affect boosting, like raw boosting.
Right, that makes sense.
It feels like it. Like I'd love to have like an elaboration on
I'm right there with you.
I wouldn't mind doing some testing later. I mean, just like wonder if you could like stop a charger from firing its missiles while it's boosting at you or something.
I also feel like I wonder if this is just something that's a mystery to us, and yet like hardcore JP players have known for a million years.
I've never seen
like,
flinch values on the wiki, but maybe I need to look at the actual page of mechanics again. I don't remember seeing it, but I could have just overlooked it too.
I was gonna say if you could try to bring that up real quick, but
1 second, I can see if I
the
can find
one
it.
possibility, I guess, is like if they consider it to be part of the stagger threshold or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Because another thing I think about in terms of just like stuns in general, like certain suits, like a good example would be the Mark II. Like when it, you know how sometimes you can get nailed by a neutral melee and then you can at least roll out of it, like just blow your roll to at least get away from it for a second. The Mark II in particular, that's really hard. Like you get nailed once, you're pretty much in it. And I wonder if that's something that has to actually do with its priority affecting that too, in terms of how the animations happen for the stuns.
yeah, I'm not finding anything. I went back to the adjustments that they did and bug fixes that they did for the anniversary stuff too. I'm not finding anything that sounds like it.
Oh, these are just the messages they show in game.
But yeah.
So I'm trying to read these things to see if it has anything.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to find too, but kind of weird though. I'm curious to know, which I didn't really look on Reddit to see if anybody was just suddenly complaining about this either. But I've
That's a
definitely
good
heard
point too.
people like complain either in chat or in voice chat here recently.
Oh
So,
my god, stop stunning me. Get away
but
from me. Let me do.
it's just kind of odd that it was just kind of out of nowhere. Like all of a sudden, this is a big deal, and it's like, yeah, what's going on? Gustav over here. What you guys?
Yeah,
You guys don't know
like
about
part of
this?
this just feels like another thing about like when we're talking about parts and how minuscule some of the changes are, like noticing the charge rate actually increasing is just like, oh boy, I'm the odd one out again.
I feel you there. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to do a little bit of digging.
Yeah, we might come back to this one next week for sure. But I was
But I mean, the takeaway right now is it's totally a thing. People are
Oh,
starting to
for
notice
sure.
it, and as we get further along and we get more funnel or incon heavy suits, or just more aggressive suits that tend to have flinch on their weapons, you're gonna notice it a lot more because everything's getting faster, and you're only gonna run into that faster.
so apparently
So
what
all those snapshot moments, get ready to mash.
Oh, hold on a second. I found something.
they have
Okay.
wince.
Yeah. You must be looking at the same thing I am.
Yeah.
Hey, I got the level 2 GM Night Seeker. All right.
Ooh.
On my other account.
But yeah, what were you? I mean, I just found the wince. Yes, that's all I found.
Oh, yeah. I've got an actual characteristic thing for it. Hold on. I'll just send you an image of it.
I can just bring this up.
So what it says happens is the aircraft cramps for a moment, preventing the start of an action. The aircraft that was trying to walk stops walking. I really noticed that. The aircraft is canceled or the jump is canceled for the aircraft preparing to jump. I may have noticed that before. Static shooting weapons that require preliminary movements when shooting will have their shooting movements canceled. So, like, stand still on cannons and stuff like that is what it seems like to me. Weapons that are being charged will be blocked from firing and the charge will be canceled. I've never had a charge just.
Oh, you know what? When you're
Yeah.
talking about the cannons, that's interesting because I feel like there have been several times where I'm like trying to get a shot out, and I'm just like, "Is this server wait and see what's happening here?"
And
And
it's
then
not.
I have
finally
had
it comes out.
situations where my character or my unit just stands there dumb. It's like, why aren't you firing? Shoot right now.
Shoot the bitch. So it's like that might actually be what that is. Like if you're under heavy fire, it's just like, oh, I can't. and then finally it
Right
happens.
here, it does say not canceled if the action has already started.
Yeah.
Oof. Oh, so it locks you in and you just gotta do it. Yeesh.
Well, no. Like if you're already like if the game is like you're gonna fire that cannon, like the cannon's literally like in the tube, I guess.
Yeah.
Like wincing won't stop you.
Okay.
Hmm.
It's after a certain threshold. But like if they catch you right when you're about to start, like once you like stop,
Yeah.
they'll be like,
It seems
oh.
like once you're in frame 1 of whatever your attack is coming out, regardless of wincing. But if you act in that for a moment, as this translates to,
Yeah.
your action will get eaten.
Kind of like how similarly when you get stunned, your shot will still come out. It might go like errant or whatever, but it'll still happen.
That's interesting. I kind of want to do some testing with this and just see what's.
Ooh, level 5 missile launcher. Woo.
Oh god.
Oh wow, we.
Oh giggity.
GM sniper and world record easy 8. Here I come. Come on, give me a level 1, not a backup level 2 Night Seeker.
But yeah, I knew flinching was a mechanic. I just didn't know, like, it just didn't
It's
seem
never
like
seemed
it
relevant,
existed.
right?
Yeah, exactly. I was just like,
Just
okay, it
ignored
exists,
it
but
until well
Yeah,
now it's
pretty
relevant.
much.
Now you know. It's like that one fucking meme. There's flinching, always has been.
exactly.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh man, I need to get that meme just for real.
Someone put that on Twitter or something.
Oh, this is interesting. So here's another one that's right underneath it: damage reaction mitigation. I have to look at this. So shields have a mitigation step of 1, which I guess makes sense because if you shoot a rocket into a shield, it won't stagger.
Yeah.
Maneuver armor has step
rockets.
1, or I think more so like a heavy stagger will ignore it, will still knock down a shield.
Yeah.
Whereas a standard stagger won't. I think it's more saying that.
Well, if like you have like two blue Zuka suits in front of you, the first rocket can hit and it won't do anything, but if the second rocket comes in, you'll get staggered.
Right. But I think that what I'm saying is I think what the chart is saying is different than that. Like it's more the one step in this case, I think is more representative of the type of stagger that it stops.
It'll negate the Okay, cool.
Right, not so much of like you just need to shoot it twice at the same time. Yeah.
It won't negate a greater stagger, I think is what they use on the website, or at least what it translates.
I want to see which suits have stagger effects. Okay, so I see now. So I'll link the chart, the second chart that I'm looking at. It's on the same page. I'll just do this actually. I'll just link you guys that so you can see it as well. But maneuver armor is also step 1. Explosion proof is or explosion proof mechanism, which is anti-blast stabilizer, is ignores is like a level 2 kind of thing, is what this is saying. Oh, but it kind of specifies if it invalidates a MS explosion. Okay. They have shock absorption mechanism. I was kind of hoping. Some examples of stagger. Huh. There's a lot of good stats on that page.
Yeah, I'm gonna relink that Discord.
I need to slap it in Chrome so I can like translate the moon runes real quick.
Because this is some good info. But yeah.
That's pretty cool though.
Suspicious link.
But yeah, I definitely want to check out I definitely want to play around with this and see what happens.
Like a damage formula.
Damn.
I was kind of hoping they would have something that broke down stagger resist skills, but I'll have to look at that some more later. That's interesting.
Yeah. But anyway.
All right. Before we get lost in data.
Yeah, we were.
That's an interesting read. Would recommend.
Yes, I linked it in chat and I linked it in the Discord, and yeah. So, but yeah, flinching's a thing, and for some reason it didn't feel like a thing till recently. So yeah. I guess we could get into some suit speculation, and then do you guys want to go ahead and do some shoutouts?
Sure, sounds good.
Okay, so what is gonna be the new suit next time? Good answer. That's what I'm going with too. That's what I'm going with.
It really threw me fucking for this new one. We still
what is
have
the
a couple.
series for this?
Well,
Isn't it
it's
Zeta MSV?
Yazan's, so I guess like
Okay.
No,
wouldn't
it's
that still be like
MSVR.
yeah,
MSVR.
MSVR.
Okay.
Okay. I'm trying to think.
Well,
Like
here's my answer to this.
this is another one of those situations where like all the stuff that we've been hoping for before is still relevant because this was not talked about it a little bit maybe a couple weeks ago. If like when we were talking about offshoots, it's like, oh, this would be a neat one. But like out of the ones that we were expecting for our previous answers, those are still all on the table.
Yeah. Well, here's what I got. The O, we're an aquatic suit, and if it's an aquatic suit, the aquatic patch next week. If it's not aquatic suit and aquatic patch next week, the O.
Mm.
And
A lot of
hopefully it's
people are
not a general.
for the aquatic patch. A lot of people are calling that it's probably just going to be like at the end of the month.
Last week, yeah.
I'm definitely in that crowd.
Probably.
So I could like we still have another week or so to go if that's going to be the case. I still say they should square away some other stuff for Zeta. In the meantime,
They're slowly rolling it out.
Methus?
Yeah, Methus. They just need to get that over with. Just make it a support. You know, you're not going to think of something else for it. God.
So yeah, that's my two. An aquatic suit. Oh, here we go. I'll also say the full armor slave wraith.
That was gonna be one of my picks.
Those are my three. The O, an aquatic suit, full armor slave wraith. You know what? Actually, I know exactly what aquatic suit I want. I want the Thunderbolt Act guy.
Yeah, duh.
It has.
I could see us getting Bandit Flower mobile suits at the end of the month.
Oh yeah, Bandit Flower would be amazing. Just in general, get the Atlas, the Aqua Cannon, the fucking swole Gog from that. Like
Swole Gog. That is the one true sumo Gog.
Let's go full bully mode.
As long as I can put a diaper on it, we're good.
I'm sure you'll be able to figure it out. Yeah, I'll just stick to what I was gonna say. So I too was gonna say full armor slave wraith. We'll go full armor slave wraith as I don't know. We'll say it's support. Why not? What was the suit I was thinking of? Also, we're gonna get a general next week, so I'll make the big ball play and say the Hazel custom. You know, we'll never see it.
I mean, they pulled this thing though.
They've been doing MSV stuff though.
So like that, it seems like it should totally be in their wheel. And they're gonna pull the fucking Nightseeker V Violator. Like, come on now.
Violate.
I guess like once again, this is another one of those situations where it's like this is kind of an out there suit to put down there or to throw out in general. So like it really does open the door for like XYZ suit that you never thought you'd see in this kind of game. Just getting put in there just for shits.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sorry, I'm trying to. People are sending me messages in PSN for like clan related things.
Oh.
GS3 is full GKN is our secondary. capital G, lowercase k, capital N.
Yeah.
He was talking about like having 2 accounts, so I was like, what the fuck? But yeah.
Speaking of 2 accounts, we have
We
2
might have got him
clans.
there. Yep.
And we're about to have 2 clans.
Yay!
We're all having our own overflows.
Yeah.
Good problem to have.
Yeah.
So on that note, I guess yeah, new suit. Who knows at this point? Throw a dart at a board. Get some pictures.
Just
Throw a dart at a board.
we just
guess
need to
that.
we just need to keep a pile of papers when we get to this part. Just like straighten them out on our desk and then just throw it. Don't fucking know anymore.
Boom. Hang on, guys. Let me go get that. Let's see.
Oh my god.
But yeah.
Just print out the entire wiki, all the mobile suit entries, and then just like throw them all on the ground. Like, fuck.
And I catch this one. Okay, we got the yeah. Okay. Well, as we get into some shout outs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stop.
Okay. Gustav _ 13 XIII. I am on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Am I on anything else? Oh, also our Discord.
Hey.
And currently we're still doing GBO2 every day, as well as Crossrays, as I was talking about earlier. We're getting through Destiny right now. Hopefully after that we will be hitting 00. And then after that we'll be getting through IBO. So we've still got a long road ahead of us, but we're getting there.
Cool. Middle.
On GamingEmblem, play video games on the internet. Like right now, we're playing Mobile Suit Gundam, grind for Salt Minus Operation 2. On top of the occasional splash of Phantasy Star. So having a lot of fun at PSO2. Getting ready for just grinding, getting ready for New Genesis. We too have clans, TNP and T3P. If you want to find a community that's playing the games and doing a little bit of clan battling as well as just casual play.
Cool. As usual, everybody's links will be down in the description below. But I'm EG Magnum. I stream on Twitch. Got Twitter, Discord, YouTube channel. Need to get an Instagram. Finally, working on that. But yeah, gonna be doing some Marvel's Avengers. I'm gonna say Marvel Heroes. Marvel's Avengers tomorrow, hopefully finishing the story so that I can actually get into the in-game content, because you apparently have to do that to actually do the in-game part, even though I've got like Iron Man pretty much maxed out at this point. So gotta do the story, so we'll see if I can get that done tomorrow. Other than that, gonna be doing probably some Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles or more Marvels early next week. Nothing really planned over the weekend except for clan matches. And speaking of which, capital M, lowercase n, capital G. Right now, I think we're full, but I'll check to see if there's some inactive people after the anniversary and stuff. So I'll try to make room. But I am making a new clan as soon as I get to private first class, which is either gonna happen either sometime late tonight or tomorrow. But yeah, that gonna be Mangum Gaming, because my character's name is GE_Mangum. So yeah, the meme is finally gonna be a clan. So here we go. Anybody can join, alts, whatever. We'll probably keep the same like month inactive policy. But yeah. Anyway, also, by the way, guys, again, podcast is going to be next week again, 9 p.m. Eastern. If you missed this one, will be up tomorrow night. But yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, all that. Anyway, that'll be it for this one. Oh yeah, leave a comment down below about what you thought about what we said and what you'd like to hear us talk about in the future. But anyway, that'll be it for this one. Thanks for watching. Have a good night. Peace.
Peace.
Later.